In a world constantly trying to define us by our jobs, titles, relationships, or achievements, the most powerful question you can ask yourself is this: who am I not? What do I do? But who am I really? This question is the foundation of every meaningful journey in life. Too often we get lost in the noise of expectations. You may be a student, a parent, an employee, a business owner, but none of those roles fully define the essence of your being. Strip away the labels, the responsibilities, the goals others placed on you. What remains? That answer is your truth. For me, the answer is simple yet profound. I am a child of God. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am the manifestation of a divine idea. And because I am connected to the source, all things are possible for me. When you understand that your entire life shifts, you stop chasing validation and you start living with intention. You begin to understand that life is not about acquiring titles or collecting accolades. It's about becoming the truest, highest expression of yourself. It's about fulfilling the vision your Creator had in mind when He designed you. So let me ask you again, who are you and what do you want? Even if you don't know the full plan, you must have direction. You must have vision. You must get in the driver's seat of your own life, or life will drive you wherever it wants. Don't just get in the car and ride with no destination. Define it. Choose it. When I started asking myself this question more deeply, everything changed. It was no longer enough for me to just be on TV. I decided to use the platform for purpose, to make a difference, to be of service. And that decision transformed my career and life completely. Because clarity of self leads to clarity of purpose. And when you're clear on who you are, you become unshakable. Knowing who you are grounds you in peace when chaos strikes. It helps you say yes to what matters and no to everything else. It keeps you centered even when storms come your way. You must choose to live a life that is not accidental but intentional. So ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? Are those beliefs empowering or limiting? Who do I want to be remembered as the moment you define yourself not by what you do, but by who you are? You reclaim your power. This is where the journey begins. What's one word you would use to describe your true self, not your job, not your role, you? Drop it in the comments. Let's start a movement of authenticity and self-discovery. Once you've answered the fundamental question, who am I? The next step is just as vital. How will I serve? In a world obsessed with fame, visibility, and followers, it's easy to believe that being known equates to being valuable. But true greatness isn't built on recognition, it's built on service. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. Service is the quiet force behind every lasting impact. It's not about doing something grand or dramatic. It's about asking, how can I use what I have, my talents, my knowledge, my time, to improve someone else's life? That doesn't mean you need to change careers or start a nonprofit. It means shifting your mindset. Whatever you do, teach, lead, build, create, do it with the intention of adding value to others. When I made the decision to no longer just be on TV, but to use television as a platform for good, everything changed. That shift from self-centered to service-centered transformed not just my career, but my sense of purpose. Television became more than a job. It became a ministry, a mission. I wasn't just speaking to an audience, I was serving them. And in that service, I found deeper fulfillment than any ratings ever gave me. Look at any truly successful individual. Whether they realize it or not, they are operating from this paradigm of service. Entrepreneurs serve through innovation. Artists serve through emotion. Healers serve through compassion. Leaders serve through vision. The impact of your work will be directly proportional to the intention behind it. When your work becomes your offering, when it carries significance beyond yourself, you tap into a power that pulls success towards you. Not the fleeting kind, but the enduring kind. The kind that builds legacy. There's something deeply fulfilling about knowing that your life matters not just because of what you earned, but because of what you gave. That's what makes your contribution unforgettable. True service is not about being selfless. It's about being fully yourself and then using that self to light the way for others. You don't have to sacrifice your dreams to serve. On the contrary, service gives your dreams context. It anchors your ambition in something bigger than personal gain. And in doing so, you experience what every soul longs for, not just success, but significance. Because service plus significance, that's the formula for a life well lived. And it's the legacy that outlasts us all. In every decision you face, there is always a voice inside you whispering, "What's right?" The question is, will you listen? Doing the right thing isn't always easy. It doesn't always come with applause or approval. Sometimes it even costs you something: money, popularity, or the support of others. But what it gives you in return is invaluable peace. True peace is the quiet confidence that you acted in alignment with your values even when no one was watching. That kind of integrity builds a life that stands the test of time. And that is where excellence begins. Excellence is not about perfection. It's about consistently choosing to rise above average. It's about giving more than expected. Excellence is the extra napkin someone gives you at a fast food restaurant. It's the thoughtful gesture that turns an ordinary moment into an unforgettable one. When you operate with excellence, people remember you. You become unforgettable. That's what a true brand is: not your logo, not your website, not your resume. Your brand is the feeling people get when they interact with you, and that feeling should scream trustworthy, thoughtful, and excellent. Years ago, I had to make a difficult decision to pull an episode that could have skyrocketed ratings. A woman had exposed her darkest secrets on camera, thinking she was helping others, but she had a 10-year-old son. I knew deep in my soul that airing that show would do him irreparable harm, so I said no. Not because it was popular, but because it was right. Every time you make a right choice, even when no one is watching you, strengthen the foundation of your character. You build a life rooted in truth and resilience. And eventually, the world catches up to honor that integrity. So let excellence be your standard. Let doing the right thing be your compass. Because while success can be imitated, excellence cannot be faked. No matter how clear your vision is, no matter how pure your intentions are, if you're surrounded by the wrong people, they will slowly drain the life out of your dreams. Here's the truth: not everyone can go where you're going, and that's okay. When you begin to rise, when your light shines a little brighter, some people around you won't celebrate it. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your growth reflects their stagnation. Your boldness exposes their fear, and instead of being inspired, they feel threatened. They won't say it outright. Instead, you'll hear comments like, "Who does she think she is?" You've changed. Don't get too ahead of yourself. But what they really mean is, "You're making me uncomfortable because you're becoming someone I no longer recognize." That's why you must be ruthless in protecting your environment. Stop pouring your gallon-sized energy into pint-sized people. If someone cannot hold your dreams, your truth, your ambition, don't shrink to fit their limitations. Expand into your fullness and surround yourself with people who can match your capacity. Look around. Who do you spend the most time with? Do they fuel your fire or extinguish it? Are they dreamers or doubters? Builders or breakers? because you become the average of the people you associate with. If you spend time with people who are committed to growth, who live with purpose, who aim high, then you will rise too. Not by force, but by influence. That's why I say find your Gallon people. The ones who don't just clap for your wins, but challenge you to reach higher. The ones who remind you of your worth when you forget. The ones who see your light even when you're in the dark. Your circle is either your anchor or your wings. Choose wisely. There will come a time, maybe many times, when everything outside you feels empty. The accolades, the success, the relationships, the noise, none of it fills the void. That's when you know you've disconnected from the source. The source isn't religion, it isn't doctrine. It's the pure, limitless energy that created you. It is God, yes, but not as a concept, as a presence, a knowing, a force that flows through you when you are aligned with truth, love, and purpose. You can have talent, resources, and opportunity, but if you are not connected to that divine current, you will burn out. You will feel lost, and you will chase things that cannot sustain you. I've learned that no amount of external achievement can substitute for inner alignment. The times in my life when I felt most whole, most powerful, and most peaceful were not the times of highest ratings or biggest checks. They were the times I was tuned in. When I was still enough to hear the whisper of God's voice within me, guiding me, reminding me who I am. So how do you reconnect? You pause. You go inward. You unplug from the noise and plug back into your soul. You create space to listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. This is not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about choosing every day to return to that place within you that knows I am enough. I am guided. I am loved. I am powerful beyond measure. When you're connected to the source, fear loses its grip. Doubt fades. Comparison dissolves. You stop looking outside for answers and begin trusting what already lives inside of you. From that place, your actions become intentional. Your words become healing. Your life becomes a vessel, not just of ambition, but of divine flow. This is how you create not just success, but a sweet life. A life filled with grace, a life that blesses others simply by being lived. And when storms come, as they always will, you will not be shaken. You will not be moved, because you are rooted in something deeper than circumstance. You are connected to the source of all creation. You are anchored in truth. So let your light shine. Let your cup run over. And walk this earth knowing that everything is possible for you because you are already enough. Your turn. What's one practice that helps you stay connected to your inner source meditation? Prayer journaling, nature, silence. Drop it in the comments. Let's learn from each other and grow together. And if today you feel far from that source, if your heart feels heavy, your mind cluttered, your spirit dim, know this: you are not alone. Disconnection is part of the human experience. Even the brightest lights flicker. Even the strongest souls forget. But forgetting does not mean you have failed. It simply means it is time to return. Return to stillness. Return to your breath. Return to the truth that was always there beneath the noise. You do not need to earn your worth. You do not need to prove your light. You only need to remember who you are, a divine creation, a living channel of love and power and wisdom. So begin with one breath, one moment of stillness, one act of grace. Maybe it is placing your hand on your heart and saying, "I'm home." Maybe it is taking 5 minutes to walk under the trees or writing a prayer only your soul will understand. Whatever it is, let it be real. Let it be yours. The source never leaves. It waits with patience and love for your return. And when you do return, even for just a moment, you will feel it. The peace, the clarity, the quiet, knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So live from that place. Create from that place. Love from that place. Because the world does not need more noise. It needs your light. It needs your wholeness. It needs your example of what it means to live connected from the inside out. Keep returning. Keep remembering. Keep shining. You are not alone. You are deeply and endlessly held, and the source within you is always enough.